but yeah, like
having that lost phase,
dude, yeah, it's a real deal. And you're talking about like having a panic attack, and I left a lot of that out. I've struggled with that so bad.
So
Um, you know,
this world
and
will do it to you. Everybody,
it's
no
it's
matter where
wild,
you're at,
dude.
man.
Like, and that's like one of the bigger things is like when I had like I never had them before, and like never ever. And when I had my first one, like I thought I had a brain tumor. Like I was like I didn't know what was happening. Like,
Like crippling, like couldn't hardly
dude,
move.
like barely function. But see, and like when mine happened, um, it didn't stop. It had like dropped like all of my serotonin levels to like a depleted state.
How long
Um,
do you know? Were you by yourself?
dude.
Sorry,
Well,
man.
so,
I ask personal questions
no, no,
sometimes.
no. It's great. Like, and that's one of the things, dude. Is like being able to talk about this stuff, and people need to know,
Yeah.
and because so many people deal with this stuff, and it's crazy because like I never heard of anybody having a panic attack, so I had no idea what it was. And like the older I've gotten, and it's like, dude, everybody has it. Like, I mean,
If you don't have it, you have like a literal stroke.
right,
Like
yeah,
that's
and
yeah.
and it's like, like when you're having it, like when I was having, like I didn't want to tell anybody.
Hmm.
I didn't want anybody. Like I thought I would like done something to like mess my brain up, and um, and I was I didn't want to tell anybody because I was kind of embarrassed. Like I didn't know,
Yeah. It's a
and
real thing. It's the stigma shouldn't be there.
right,
This is good. So I agree,
yeah.
man. Having these conversations is important.
Dude, it helps,
Uh-huh.
and it helps to know that, like, there's so many other people that, like, deal with this stuff,
Pretty
and
much
you
everyone.
have to, like be able to, like, be around, and, like, I used to think of it as, like, a weakness,
No, dude.
and that's why, like, I never told anybody because I was like, "Dude, I don't want anybody to think that I've got, like, this problem," and
That's real, man.
like, nobody, because everybody else probably like, nobody knows what this is, and I don't
Nobody's
wanna
ever
tell
felt this.
anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Hmm.
it's like, I don't want people to be able to exploit, like, something
Yeah, sure.
that I like, is a weakness for me that they could use again like, that was, like, what was going through my head. It's like, I don't want anybody to know, and, I mean, and this happened when I was, like, 24, 23, 24.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
this was
it's
a
back.
while
Yeah,
back.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
and dude, but, like, whenever it happened, it felt like a shift in my brain. It felt like everything was, like, tilted.
Yeah,
Um, and, but dude, it lasted for months.
really.
Like, went from never having it to, not knowing, and then I had one panic attack, and it, like, just set me off.
Dude,
Dude, I was having multiple panic attacks a day for months,
that's brutal.
and, like, got to where it's like I couldn't sleep
Damn.
from, like, overthinking, and then when I finally would get to sleep, I'd have to, like, wake up early to try to go to work, and, like, I just wasn't sleeping, which feeds into it,
100%.
and, but dude, I dealt with that for probably about 6 to 8 months, and, like, you get to that point where it's like,
I
"Dude, I
gotta do
can't do
something.
this,"
Yeah.
um and like I don't tell a lot of people that, but I mean I'm at a point now um that I don't mind talking to people because it might help
100%. Yeah,
somebody,
man. Feel that.
because I mean it just helps that people know that other people are there,
Hmm.
and it's it's kind of a wild deal. But yeah, I mean, there's been, there were a lot of times like at that point where it's like I mean I never would actually, try to do anything to like hurt myself.
Sure.
But, you have those thoughts. It's like, dude, I just like want to run my truck into a tree. Like you hit that point where it's just like, dude, I don't know if I can, like, you can't live like that. You just
100%, man.
can't. I mean,
Hmm.
so I get it. So like you have to like figure out how to help it.
That's what this podcast. What? Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel you, man.
So
Hmm.
I mean, like, it's kind of great, like, which I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But like, in, and it, it's all about, like, finding your way.
Yeah,
And
equipping yourself with ways to deal,
dude,
co
yeah,
tools
and
in the toolbox is what I
right,
always call it, man. Yeah.
and like looking back now, it's like, did I'm like, I still have it, like, like it doesn't go away
Right.
completely. It
No.
doesn't go away. Like you can do things to like really help it fix it. But like there's always gonna be times that you feel it.
Mhm.
Like you just are. Once it's there, it's that path that your brain takes to go to that panic mode. That path is always there.
Yep.
The only thing that you can do is try to do the right things for your brain to take the correct path to where
Mhm.
you don't have that freak out, that
Yep.
panic.
Yep. Yep.
Um, and it's pretty interesting how that stuff happened. And so like that even goes back to, you know, in like the 2020 part in like that's when I like or it's 2021. That's when I like discovered lion's mane
Yeah.
and ashwagandha and all of these things that boost your brain
Mhm.
and help with that stuff.
Mhm.
Um, because like I told you earlier, like I hate taking pills. Like I mean, I just hate it, and I just don't want to feel like I'm dependent. I've got to be
100
dependent on something.
same.
Um, and so I I hit a point when my anxiety was so bad at that point that I had to take Prozac,
Sure.
um, just to like get to where I'm not
Like, we
having
could get some sleep.
panic attacks
Yeah,
all
no,
the
same,
time,
man. I've
dude.
had my stint with that stuff too.
Yeah, and like, cause I mean, like, dude, I lost weight, like it is bad, and like, and I can remember like one night, and my mom came up to me and she was like, "Dude," and she's like, "What's going on?" I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I still, like, I mean, this has been months,
Mhm.
and I still didn't know
Yeah.
what was happening, and I was talking to her about it, and she was like, "You're having panic attacks."
Yeah.
Dude, and I had no
You didn't even know.
idea that,
Yeah,
like,
that was a thing. Yeah.
she knew what they were, like,
Sure.
I didn't know anybody that had them or,
Mhm.
like, anything,
Right.
and I was like, "Why?" "What is it?" And she was just telling me, and then she was like, "I had them when you first went to college," and she was like, "I'd wake up at, like, 4 in the morning with a panic attack." She's like, "I just have to go outside and walk," and I was like, "Dude, like, you know, we never knew this."
Right.
And it's like, you can't put burdens
Like that.
like that on your kids or
Sure.
anything else, but, like, I never knew, and it like, now looking back, it kinda, like, breaks your heart because
I
it's
know,
like, because
100%.
you know what it feels like, and you hate that your mom was having to, like, do that, like, I'm sure, dad knew and stuff, but, like, you don't want anybody to feel like
Yeah.
that, and, like, they're having, panic and just anxiety, but but yeah, dude, I've dealt with that for a long time and like it'd get really bad and then I'd, be fine for a while. And
Yeah.
then in 2018 it got bad. And that's when I was like, you know, doing the same thing every day. But
Mhm.
um
Oh, was that the logistic
yeah,
stuff?
yeah, yeah, like
Oh,
right around then
that makes sense.
it's like more like depression
100%.
and then it
Yeah,
turns into like
mine was
anxiety.
very similar with that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Dude, because when you're like
And again, it's just lack of purpose,
it is.
That's
That's what it
that's
is.
always what it is.
It
Yeah, man.
is.
100%. It's powerful
It's
stuff, dude.
wild, isn't it, man? But
Yep,
yeah,
yep,
dude.
yep.
So we did that, but that's when I found the lion's mane and all of these superfood mushrooms that help with that stuff.
Yeah.
And then I found out that your gut controls a lot of that.
Mhm.
Um, and so we're finding ways in like Dr. Josh Axe, a lot of people know of him. He's the one that actually like got me started on all this stuff.
Nice.
I mean, he's a super good dude, knows his stuff, and
Legend.
yeah, dude, he's awesome. And so uh, we he kind of like helped me understand the power of nutrition, and so like he wrote out a nutrition guide, for me specifically, and gave me a bunch of supplements to try. And dude, it was like a night and day shift.
Nice.
And I was like, "Dude, this is great." Like, this is and it's holistic.
Yeah,
It's natural,
right.
it's God-given stuff, and, um, so that's when I, like, found the power of nutrition and what superfoods can do for you, and you do the right things. So anyway, after, the door shut for the Green Berets, we're going back, and so we're lost again, no purpose. No purpose in life, and, um, I mean, so you get into a dark spot and, that depression starts creeping in, and you're trying to figure out it's like, "Well, I know I've got Alpha Ten, but I don't know what it needs to be." Um, or, what direction it's gonna go or anything like that, and then we fast forward and I'm just, training, personal training and stuff, and then we fast forward to February of 22, and, I get an opportunity to do medical sale, like orthopedic sales in Knoxville. I was like, I'm getting this job, like,
Let's get some money.
yeah, and like
There's good money in that for sure.
dude, yeah, and like it was cool, like orthopedic sale, like you're getting to go in the operating rooms
Yeah.
and like be in there during
Oh,
surgeries and
wow.
stuff like that.
Damn.
So like it was kind of a cool job, but
I
um,
don't know if I could do that either.
well, it is in my mind. I was like, "Ah, that's cool,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
but and it's like, dude, if like the doctors have a question on the equipment that they're using, it's like you
You're
have to answer it.
dude,
Like,
that's some
so
pressure.
it's like one of those things that like kind of keeps you on your toes.
100%.
And they had just like opened up like an on like uh, a trauma department.
Oh, wow.
So it was like on call.
Oh,
So it's
snap.
like people that like get their legs smashed or something like that have to do
Yeah, mhm,
like a
sure.
trauma surgery or something like that. So I was like, dude, that'd be kind of cool. But anyway, so that guy went and met with him, and and like everything looked great, and then and another company had just let go of a lot of reps, so they ended up hiring somebody that
Uh,
had
more
5
experience.
years
Yeah.
experience doing that. So another
Close the
door,
door.
yeah,
Man,
yeah, yeah. So
these
we're like at
freaking
4 or
door
5 now.
these
So I'm
doors are
just like,
some bad words,
yeah, I'm
man.
getting slapped in the
I
face.
feel you.
But so another one, and dude, at that point, because I was like, that's what I'm
Alpha
dude, at
Tenn.
that point, after that door shut, I was like, I have no idea.
Yeah.
Like, I like talking about like going into like a hole
Mhm.
and like you don't know if you're coming out of it type deal. Cause it's like, dude, I don't see any light here. Like
Yeah.
I don't see like any purpose or progression or anything like that. Like nothing's trending the right way.
Mhm.
And so I got in like a bad state of mind. Like I did, just depressed, lost, whatever you want to say. And I can remember praying one night uh and and I can remember this specifically because it's like I can look back on it now. But I just asked God, I said, um, like I wasn't put on earth for no reason. So please show me my purpose.
Sure.
Like show me what I'm meant to do, what I'm supposed to do. And like nothing happens immediately. Like, God just doesn't click his
Yeah,
fingers and
very
it
familiar.
happens.
Yeah, very familiar
And
with that, yeah.
so, but in the verse, the Lord works mysterious ways. Well, it's there's always a plan. It just sometimes you have to hear no to get to where you need to be.
Yes. Mhm.
And some people that happens really quick for them, and then other people like me and like you
I was about to say.
and yeah, like it's not a quick and easy
No,
thing,
no, no.
and it takes a while, but I think there's a reason for that. I think that people like me, I needed to have a lot of things, like a lot of these doors shut in my face because dude, I'm impulsive
Yeah,
with stuff. I mean,
same, dude.
obviously I'm impulsive, and like, and not in a bad way. It's just like, dude, when I get an idea, or if it's like, I want to be this or go do this,
That's a
like,
gift
I'm
too.
just,
That's a gift too. Like
dude, I'm just like
gift and a
all
curse for
in.
sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude. It's,
it's
I mean,
yeah.
it's, it is a gift because of
The
how it turned
ambition,
out.
the I
Yeah.
mean,
And,
there's good things from that for
but
sure.
it's like, you also run into a lot of landmines doing that.
Yeah.
And, because you just go head first into
Boom. Yep.
things,
Mhm.
and it may be the worst thing ever,
Mhm.
but it may be the best. Like, but see, then that's
And
my
you don't
mind.
know, like, if you don't
Yeah.
try,
And
yeah,
that's my mindset is like, where most people are going, dude, you need to pump the brakes. Like, this could be bad. And I'm sitting there going,
all
but
gas.
what if it's not? Like,
100%.
what if it works? What if it's the coolest thing I've ever done?
Exactly.
And
I feel that, man.
so that's, I mean, and that's just kind of, I mean, that's why I Bora, it's why I DJ, that's why I, I did
All
any of
this
this
stuff, man.
stuff was because um it, like, I always like saw the what if,
Yeah.
like, what if it happens?
Yeah.
It's like that, you want that little spark that, that you get that in movies where it's like, what if this works, and it works, and it's just like the greatest thing ever.
I
And
feel you
so
1000%.
that's where that comes from. And so I just, like, I head straight into stuff, dude. And I don't, um the older I've gotten, the more I've, like, laid out things a little bit better.
Mhm. Just a little bit
But
more of a plan.
yeah,
Yeah, I feel you.
yeah, but I'm sitting there just going like, well, if I don't, I'll regret it.
That and that's
Like,
what everybody says on their
yeah.
deathbed, like, "What if?"
Dude,
All
well,
those what
so y-
and the shouldas.
like, I don't want
Woulda
to sound like, you know, I don't know, but like, I've thought that for a long time. Like, I want to do stuff that people remember,
yeah.
because at the end of the day, like, that's all you got are
Mhm.
stories. Like, nobody's gonna, if you play it safe your whole life and just kind of coast through, like, you probably are gonna have a lot, you know, less stressful life. But it's like, at the end of the day, like, what are people gonna remember you as? Or like, what are people gonna remember you that you did in life?
Mhm.
Because they were not here long.
Mhm.
Like, you only have, a short window where you get to do, where you physically and mentally get to do things that are
You're
cool.
and you're supposed I always say it's like an assignment too, man, like,
Yeah.
yeah, like, this stuff doesn't come to us on accident,
No,
sometimes it
dude.
is,
Yeah.
sometimes it is the enemy, sometimes, like, the distractions are there for
Yeah.
sure, but, like, if it's that gut feel that you can't shake,
Yeah.
that's God, like,
Dude, it
that's
is.
God, and even just taking a little personal, taking it back to some personal stuff, the more that or when I've ignored those things, my life gets bad.
Oh, dude.
Like if I
Yeah.
and you tried the safe route, like the logistics thing or like whatever that
Yeah,
I
it was
mean,
awful. It was the worst thing ever.
I
Yeah.
mean the safe and sound
Yeah,
and
yeah.
there's nothing wrong with that. And
No, dude.
you
Some
have
people
those
can do it.
and you have those chapters, but
Yeah.
to your point, man, I've tried to trade the spread the positive thing in. I say it all the time. Like
Yeah.
I've tried to trade it in more than once and my parents have, urged me to trade it in. Some of my
Yeah.
closest friends have urged me to trade it in at times. And like just this deep rooted thing in me, like it's not something I can shake. Like this
Dude.
is who I am. And
Yeah,
this is
yeah.
like what God's put in front of me to do. Like it's
And
not something I really chose.
dude, and when you find it, it's like,
It's
.
it's over.
You know.
It's over.
And
So that was Alpha 10.
that's Alpha Ten, dude. Like,
And that dream, dude, that gives me chills. I mean, that those are undeniable, man. Like you
dude, yeah, like, I don't, I don't think God, like, talks to you directly, but I think he talks to you
through that stuff.
through in different ways like
Yeah.
that. Like,
Mhm.
he will present things,
Mhm.
and it's him.
Yep.
Like, it's him saying, like, either this is your path, or this is what you need to do
Yep.
next, or whatever it is. Um, but, and I say directly, like, I mean, like,
Nah.
verbally
Yeah, yeah,
speaking.
yeah.
Yeah.
Burning bushes.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So, but like, he
Yeah.
puts things in your life that take you to that
Yep.
point.
1000%.
Um, but yeah, like, so, um, 20,
22.
we're last summer,
Okay.
or
We're
2022
almost
last
there.
summer.
We're
Yeah, like,
almost there.
we're here.
Okay.
So, um,
Alpha Ten's been bubbling.
It's been bubbling, like, still at this point, and dude, I got into where it's like, maybe I can make it specific to people, like, um, so Chinese elements. I don't know if you know anything about Chinese elements, but everybody has these elements in them, and that's what their their makeup is.
Sure.
Um, it's earth, water, metal, fire, and one more.
Wind?
Maybe.
This
It's like
is
in the band.
is this
Earth, Wind,
Captain
and
Planet?
Fire, yeah. But there and, like, one more, and,
Yes.
I can't remember what it is. But anyway,
Yeah.
so I've been going to this
What
acupuncturist.
an idiot.
I've been going to this acupuncturist. It's like Sing September or what in the background. I've been, going to this acupuncturist, and, he's, dude, he's incredible, and he knows the Chinese elements, and, I mean, he's like one of those where it's like he can feel your
Yep,
pulse and tell what different organs are doing. Like, it's
that's cool.
like, stick your tongue out, and he can, like, read your tongue, and it kinda tells what's going on inside your gut.
No way.
Dude, it's the coolest thing ever,
Who is this
and
guy? Can you shout him
so
out? Or
his name's Gil.
okay,
I'll call him. I'll give you Gil.
okay,
But he lives
yeah.
down in Florida now.
Okay, gotcha.
He'll come back up here every now and then, and he's still got some clients here that he'll work on. But he moved down to Florida to
Is
get
he
out.
good from the stuff?
Is he what?
From the hurricane stuff? He all good?
Yeah, as far as I know. As
Okay,
far as I know, I think he's a little more inland.
okay, good. Sorry.
But no. Yeah, dude, it's amazing. Like,
Yeah.
he's been doing it for a while, and Josh is the one that, like, took me to it, like,
Okay.
got me there, uh, got me hooked up with him for the first time, and, Dr. Josh, and,
Yes, Josh.
but, but anyway, so, like, I was like, "Well, maybe, like, Alpha 10 could be that to where it's like you could figure out your element, like, what element you are, and then have a specific workout and a specific diet, tailored to that
Your
element."
element.
Because, I
Wow.
mean, that's what it is, like, everybody's body types are different,
Right.
and, and so if you figure out, like, what foods are fueling your body type and what foods actually are,
Yeah.
your body type kinda rejects, like, you can change a
Sure.
lot of stuff that how your body functions.
Nice.
Um, so that was kinda the idea of that, but I'm not, skilled enough to, like, be able to lay out element plans and stuff like that. So I'd have to, like, really dive
Out.
deep
Mm-hmm.
and like get with Gil and like let
Sure.
him teach me all this stuff. Um, but so that was kind of like where it was going. And dude, weirdly enough, like started talking about uh of a couple of friends of mine, and they were real big into like protein bars,
Sure.
and they always like traded out which, if they found one, they would give it to the other. It's like, which protein bar is the best and all this stuff or what you could find. And dude, it just hit me one day. I was like, dude, I think I can make these things, but like make them to where they're organic, like completely organic. Cause at this point I've had this whole like nutrition thing, but I was like, also nobody's putting like efficacious amounts of superfoods in them.
Efficacious. I've heard that a
Efficacious,
time or
dude.
two.
Isn't that a cool, like,
It's a great
such a
word.
cool word? Like,
Coach said that the first time. I went, whoa,
yeah,
what is
yeah, yeah,
that? And
yeah,
then I had to like
yeah.
look.
It's
Yeah,
such a good word to
yeah.
use. It just makes you sound a
Yeah,
lot
you're
smarter than what you
smart if you
are.
know what
Yeah, yeah.
efficacious. You really are. It's a
But
real thing.
so
It's true though,
but
and
dude,
that's not
like,
the fact that that's not a more common word is a real problem, you know?
dude,
And just
yeah,
I mean, that's very calculated if you think
yeah,
about it.
yeah.
Go ahead, man.
It is.
Yeah.
Like,
Let's
people need to know what's efficacious and what's not efficacious.
right.
Like,
Yeah.
and it's just, it's the effect, the efficacy
System.
of what you're putting in your body, like how it works, if it
Yeah,
works.
exactly.
Um, but
That's so true.
but yeah, dude. So, and I was like, and so weirdly enough, like it circles back to the military, and I was like, dude, I think I can make a bar that is organic and has superfoods that helped me like they can help these men and women in the military the same way that it helped me.
Man,
So, because in the military, dude, all you have is nicotine, caffeine,
alcohol.
and yeah, like any artificial stimulant you can think of to keep you awake, and then um uh the MREs, like just basically powdered food. She makes
Mm,
it like it's crazy what they live off of, like,
man,
and it like it and so like in my mind, like I was like, well, if I can't, be in the military, maybe I can do something to help.
damn, that's sick.
So that's like that was, and there was the purpose,
Let's
right?
go.
So like
A powerful P word, man.
right, so
Yeah.
there was the purpose, and so I started making these bars in the kitchen, and like, dude, it was like a lot of trial and error, and but
Sounds
but I mean, when like you don't know, like
yeah,
you're like looking up recipes and like trying to figure out what works and stuff like that, but um and so here's where it starts getting good. So I make these. So I'm doing this. Like this is last year at this time last year,
that's wild.
and in August is when I started doing this. August, September. So it was at the end of September. I was at the boxing gym, and I had been like making these ball, and I like have a little baggie of just like these little cut up squares and like passing them out to people. And I mean, sometimes they were good, and sometimes they weren't. But
Yeah, sure.
this is like you're trying to figure out. But um, so anyway, like I said, like when I get an idea to do something, I'm like diving into it.
Yeah.
Um, and here's where like all of this stuff starts playing, which is kind of cool. So I'm at the boxing gym that I was teaching at, and I wasn't even like teaching a class that night or anything. I don't remember why I was in there, but I was in there, and this girl comes in, um, and she has a couple boxes of these like health bars that she had just done, and uh, and I was talking to her afterwards because at this point, like I had been making them, and I'd like called a company in California, like a manufacturing company in California, something like that. And just to kind of get an idea of what we're looking at. And I was like, well, who did you use to manufacture and package your bars? And she gave me two names. One of them was a company out of Chicago, Element or something like that. Um, but and the other one was Dave.
Let's go.
And so I emailed this place in Chicago first, and I they from what she like had given me, they just and I like looked them up. They just it's like a bigger manufacturing, so it just looked like a bigger place, and it was so I was like, I'll try them first. Well, they emailed me back and said that they weren't taking any new customers or clients until the fall of 2023. So it'd have been now.
Yeah.
I was like, well, and like I said, like if I'm gonna do something, I'm
We're gonna
going
do it.
straight into
We're
it.
gonna do
Like
it.
I don't like waiting.
Yep.
I don't like dead time or like
Yeah.
having time to think about it. Just in
Sure.
my mind, that gives you time to rethink.
Yep.
Um, so I was like, well, I'm not doing that. So I emailed Dave at eBars and I said, hey, Dave, I'm Brett, and um, uh, this girl gave me your contact info. I was like, I'm making a protein bar and all this, and so he emailed me back, and Dave, like
Yeah.
you've met
Gotta give a
Dave.
shout out. Dave
Yeah,
Dalton,
yeah.
you're the man. You're a
He's dude,
legend.
he's the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, him and Jan, they're doing the
Dave
right
and Jan
stuff over
Dalton
there,
at E
man.
Bars.
Yeah,
Salt to the earth people.
yeah, they are. They're solid.
Yep.
And dude, like, and like honestly, like I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him. Like I'll give him that much credit. Like
Hmm.
it so he was like, "Well, how many are you thinking?" Dude, I had no idea. I was
Yeah.
like, 5,000 bars? I don't,
Hmm.
like, which is nothing.
Right. Hmm.
Like
Yeah.
it's like, how many you want to start off with? I was like, 5,000. He's like, well, that's gonna cost you a lot of money. And for that little, and I was like, all right, 100,000 bar. You know, like
Yeah, let's
I
go
was like,
back.
dude, I don't care like
Yeah,
what the minimum order quantity is. Like
we'll
I'm
figure it
trying to
out.
get in here.
Yeah,
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 like I'm trying to do this.
yeah.
And he emailed me back and said I like your persistence. Come meet me at this time or
Damn, I
whatever.
love it.
So like
I love it.
uh it October 22nd. So October 22nd, 2022 is the day that I went and met Dave for the first time at E Bars. And he showed me around the facility and
Unbelievable,
we
isn't it?
talked
That's so awesome.
and and I told him my idea for the bar and you know what I was wanting to do with it and dude, like how wild is it that E like the E-Bar's facility is a organic facility
I
that
mean,
also has superfood mushrooms that they
just
use.
the most premium ingredients on the
Dude,
planet, literally,
like yeah,
literally.
they are.
Yeah.
And like and I did like I've had I think I had a man bar before that,
Mhm.
like that I'd gotten from Whole Foods or something.
They're fire,
Um
by the way.
they're great.
Yeah.
Uh but like and I saw that it had superfoods on it, you know,
Yeah,
it's got it
yeah.
on the
Mm,
package
mhm.
and like but what are the odds that like what I was wanting to do is exactly how they do it.
And in your backyard, damn
Cold
near. Yeah.
pressed, like
Mhm.
everything.
Yeah.
Like I didn't bake any of my bars starting
Mhm.
off or anything like that. They had literally every ingredient that I needed
That's
to
so
make the
dude,
Alpha Ten bar.
that's God, man.
And it was and so like, you know, that was October 22nd and I met with him and dude, I was there, which is this is kind of the funny thing is like every time I go to today, like we end up talking for like 2 hours at
100%. Yep,
least.
easily.
And dude, we just talk about everything. Like, and we just go down rabbit holes.
Yep.
And so that first time I was there and I met Jan for the first time. And you know, Dave will tell you this, like Jan's the gatekeeper.
Oh, 100, yeah.
It's like if Jan knows,
If you pass the
yeah,
feel
yeah,
good test
yeah,
with Jan, you
yeah,
you got a chance at
yeah,
least, yeah.
then you're in,
Yeah,
right?
that's 100% it.
So, you know, I talked to him and you know, and left and I wasn't sure what was gonna come of it. And, you know, it was so October 22nd. So no, I mean, it was like a week after that. He said, you know, we're gonna take you on as a private label. Um,
Let's go,
and
man.
I was like, dude, you're gonna talk about like relief because like
I can't imagine that moment.
think of it
That'd be crazy.
like, if we go back for, like, the last 3 years,
Yeah.
like, it's been nothing but, like, getting to the finish line and a door getting shut in your face, right?
Yep.
So, like, having something like that happen and, and the way that it was, and, I mean, just dude, it was the greatest feeling, and, and, you know, and I went back and met with them, and it was, like, game on at that point. It was like he was like, "I love the name. I love what you're wanting to do. Like, I love that you're, you know, a Christian
Oh, yeah.
and
That's kind of a
you know,
prerequisite.
and the military aspect behind it, and like what you're wanting to do to get these bars into the military and to help these guys and all of this stuff." And he was like, and Jan said that you know God has got His hand on you and you're in Alpha Ten and he's like, "That's why we're gonna do this because, you know, we believe that God's with you on this, and this is something
Man,
that God is wanting you to
goosebumps,
do."
bro. Man.
Um, and that, you know, like to hear that, it's
Just the
amazing,
validation, man.
dude. It's amazing,
Man, I
and
feel you.
like, but and it's real. Like that. It's not. It's one thing just to say it. It's another thing to know it. And I say that because like Dave handed me a list of he was like, "This is what you need to get done to get started." And dude, like if you give me a list of stuff to do, it's like
Let's get it.
Dude,
It's on.
I'm getting it done
Yeah.
like as quick as I can.
Yeah.
And so I like he gave me a
Dude, that was probably an
list,
amazing list. Like, just I
dude.
mean,
It's
just
like and
exactly
stuff
what
you
to
don't
do.
think of.
100%, yeah.
And like that's the big thing
Yo,
is like stuff that you don't think
that
of
was a
that you
cheat
have to
code for
have,
sure, bro.
dude. And like the
Because 'cause they've
fact
gone through it. I mean,
Yeah,
it's 10, 12 years in the making
dude. Well,
for
that
them.
and that's the thing is
Yeah,
like, and he always looks out for me,
that's
and
love,
there
man.
are things that where he's like, now you're gonna have ideas that I don't think are great, but they're gonna end up being great, you know. But he's like, I'm
As a
trying
rule,
to, yeah, he's like,
listen to what I say.
I'm trying to help you
Yeah.
like avoid landmines that we hadn't
Yes.
hit,
Yep, yep.
and
I can see how that combo went.
which, man, it's great, like, you know, to have like, to know that somebody's got your back on that, and, like, they're looking I mean, he literally sent me a text today that was like, because we're, figuring out a deal right now, a pretty big deal, and he's like, I'm looking out for you, like, I'm just looking out for you, like, keep me updated, I want you to succeed, I want the best, I'm just trying, that whole thing, like, he's just got my back
Yeah.
and wants the best, but so, like, gave me that list of stuff to do, and dude, so, like, that was in November, maybe mid-November, end of November, and, uh, like, by before Christmas, dude, I had all that crap done,
That's so awesome.
like
How many
like,
I mean, ballpark, like 20
there's
some?
probably about 20 things I need
Yeah,
to do,
okay. But,
like
like, big 20
yeah,
20
like
big things, yeah.
LLC,
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
ENI numbers,
Yeah, yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
uh, resale tax, like all of this,
Oh, man.
like
Yeah,
government
yeah,
stuff,
yeah.
like,
The not fun
the
stuff.
stuff that, the legal stuff.
Yeah.
And so,
Dang, dude, that's
dude,
incredible.
by
That's
Christmas,
impressive, dude.
yeah, like,
Less than a month,
dude,
basically? Or,
less than
like,
a
right
month.
at a month?
Yeah, yeah,
Tops?
yeah.
Man, that's
And
impressive.
so right at a month, like I had an LLC and I had a business.
Yeah.
The only thing I was waiting on were
Product.
the product, the labels to get done, and the website to get
Damn,
done.
that's impressive.
And so, you know, which I love that.
Yeah,
Like,
that's, like, the rut. That's the
dude,
let's
yeah,
go,
get you that
dude.
like
100%.
you
Yeah.
wake up and you're just like,
Can't wait.
bam, bam, bam. I
Yeah,
gotta
let's
get
get
this,
yeah.
do this, do this, do this.
Yep.
So anyway, so like, that, and we've got the product done and the labels. And dude, that's another cool story with the label. Have you seen the
Yeah, they're
labels?
beautiful. Yeah, they're sick.
Um, so I was sitting there and I can't remember if this is after I signed, but dude, talking about like the day that I signed that contract,
That's like a record deal, a professional contract.
dude,
I mean, that's like
it's a huge deal too.
that's
Like,
that's so that's so
it
awesome
took me 2 hours to sign it. Like,
to go
just
through everything or
scared, just nervous. Like, cause for one, it was a lot of money, that you're throwing into something, and you have like you were talking about earlier, like you have people that are a lot more cautious than I am,
Mhm.
that are sitting there going, I don't know if you need to do this. Like, this is a lot of money. Like, you could, it may not work. But see, like I said earlier, like, dude, I don't think that way.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there going, what if it does?
Bingo.
Like, what if it's the best thing ever?
I love
And
that, man.
so uh it took me a while, and like I called my dad probably 5 or 6 times, like, it's like,
In that 2
"You think I
hours?
need to do it?"
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like, "You
yeah.
think I need to do it?" And it's like, I and he's, and like my dad will sit there and tell me, and he's told me this a lot multiple times recently, especially, is like, he's like, he's like, I don't have that thing that you have. That he's like, I always like look at the things that can go wrong.
Yep.
And he's like, and I obviously don't have that. And I mean I do, but I always outweigh them
Yeah.
with,
Mhm.
you know, the best possibility that could
Yeah.
happen. But
Thank God, man.
but yeah, like, and it works out at the end. And so we have that in and I'm sitting there with the label, and I was like, dude, I want to add this. I was like, I want to add something on the label. Like, we just, finalized it. And in uh Isaiah 6:8, um, the verse where it's, then I heard the voice of the Lord saying, "Who shall I send?" And which I reply, "Send me." And that verse has always resonated with me. And I mean, it's saying, it's like, when nobody else will take that step or will go, like, I will. Like,
Nice, man.
send me, like, and it's a big, like, quote for military too, um, and, and it stands for so much, like, in my opinion, it stands for a lot, and, like, that's the kind of mentality that a lot of people need to have is, dude, like, when everybody's, like, going this way and, like, following something, like, be the one that stands up and says, "I'll go," like, "Send me to do something great, or send
Yeah.
me to do, like, something that you want me to do." So that's where, like, I added that "send me" on the
Dave's like,
bottom.
"Yes, please."
Yeah, like, they love that, and,
Dave and John, I should say.
but, uh but yeah, so I put "send me," and dude, like, it's so cool that I've had the response to that. Because I'll have people like, because it's kinda small and it's, like, on the bottom and, it "send me," and it's got a little cross on it, and I'll have people ask me, it's like, where does that come from?" And it's like, dude, like, this opportunity to be like, Isaiah 6:8, like, and then you
Ministry,
tell them,
man,
and,
yeah.
like, so, I don't know why that came to me to do that, but it,
That's
like,
so
something
awesome.
just kinda, like, came to me to, like, add that on there,
I'm glad you did.
and I think it's really cool, and, like, so, anyway, so, I mean, by the end of December, like, I had everything ready, just ready to roll, and we got the product done, and got the labels done, and by March of this year, I launched Alpha Tenn.
Congratulations, man.
Um, yeah, so, and like, I like to tell, people this story in a little bit, I mean, just don't give up on your stuff, like, you're always gonna get doors slammed in your face, but I think it's because it helps you build to something.
Yeah,
Um, it may seem like it's the worst thing in the world at the time, and it may put you in a dark spot, but it's just part of the plan.
always.
And, like, so, you go from that point, and it's like if you circle back to 2020, it's like everything had to not happen
100, yeah,
to
dude.
get to where that
Yeah.
was. Cause, like, if one of those things happened, like, I never would have done
That's
this.
crazy.
And, at the time, it's miserable, and but I think that prepares you, um, for when the time comes that you are doing what you're supposed to be doing. And when you are doing what you're supposed to be doing, you know it. And, anybody that had, like, any little doubt about this, or anything else, like, now it's just like,
See,
they see what it was, and, like,
told you.
that yeah, that little, like, that part of me where it's like, what if it's the greatest thing ever? Like, that's, it finally comes in to play,
Man.
and
So,
it comes to fruition, and, it
are y'all
turns out to be
killing it? I
great.
mean, how's it going?
Dude, yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I'm very, very, very blessed with it. Like, I'll say that. Like,
that's beautiful, man.
um, I've I mean, they're in, so I put them in a NutriShop was the first.
Shouts to NutriShop.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
love them. They're the greatest dudes. They were the first retail place that I put them in, and I just, like, walked in one day and it's like, "Hey, do y'all, sell these bars?"
Yeah.
And but anyway, and dude, like, they kill them. Like, they just put in a huge order, for tomorrow. Like, people are burning through them, but they're in gyms, clinics, everything else. But so I think April was the first, and, right now we are, working out deals to do a trial, pilot launch in Costco by October.
Wow, dude.
So, like,
Congratulations. Oh my gosh.
so
Wow.
we're working that deal out for that, and so, I mean, it may, and, we're also, working out another deal, for Sprouts,
Wow, dude.
but, anyway, like, that's that's how I can, like, tell people, like, when it happens, when it's the right time, like, that's another great Bible verse, when it's time, I will make it so.
Mhm.
Dude, like, that's one of the most realist verses realist?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's it.
realist verses that there is. Like, and that goes back to, like, everything where it's like, if it's not meant to be and you're trying to force it, it's still not gonna work.
Oh, yeah.
Like, if it's
We
not
weren't ready, man. Well, you
dude,
think you were ready for that 5 years ago?
dude, absolutely wasn't.
Yeah. You think yeah,
And
same. It's
that's
so
it.
true, man. I
It's
thought I
like
was ready for this 12 years ago,
yeah,
and I'm still honestly, like, and I saw this, like, I
right.
saw a version of this,
Yeah.
and I knew I was gonna, work towards it, and I knew that if I just stuck with it. But also, man, I was wilding out too. I was just a
Yeah.
wild boy doing
Dude, what
dumb stuff. I mean, it's,
same.
and
Yeah,
I was
dude.
like,
It's
I
like
know what I'm gonna take over the
yeah.
world.
Yeah, yep,
These news stations, man, like it's
yep,
trash. Like, like we gotta do something right now, blah,
yep,
blah, blah. And dude, it's just compounded how much this is needed,
yeah.
over the years. Same thing with the, I mean,
Dude, it's the
it's so,
same story.
it's so true. We got a very,
It's the
very,
same
Jan
story,
said that to
dude.
me. She's like, I think, I got a feeling,
Yeah, yeah.
Jan's sweet voice.
Dude, they know.
Yeah, they really do.
They're awesome with
They're
it.
geniuses, honestly.
But
So,
yeah, dude, it's
congratulations though,
very,
man.
very
That's
similar the same with
man.
you. Like it's
And you didn't even know what it was. Like that's
no,
what's so crazy. A year ago, right?
uh,
Pretty much.
yeah.
Well, a
A
little
year ago,
18
I had just
months.
started making like the bars. Yeah,
Just started making bars.
yeah.
And now you're talking
If
deals like
they're
Costco and Sprouts.
yeah,
Dude, that is insane,
if Costco hits in October, it will be how funny will it be if it hits October 22nd?
bro.
Like, I mean, they're wanting it like at the 1st of October from what
Stop,
I've
dude.
heard,
That is
but like
God.
how yeah, like you can't explain that. Like there's no way that's a coincidence
No.
that a year that I met the same month a year ago that I met Dave that they get put into
That's
a
the
major
big I
retail
mean,
store.
probably the big I mean, outside of Walmart, right? Are they the
Dude,
biggest? Yeah.
they're the biggest.
Yeah.
Like which I probably won't go into Walmart, just because of their
Distribution.
retail
Yeah.
stuff is weird. Like
Yeah.
it's kind of weird from what I've heard.
Bro,
But dude,
that's
like how
insane.
wild is that?
That's that's God, man.
Yeah,
That's
it is
God.
100%.
That's God.
100%.
Gives
And
me
like
chills
I'll
thinking about it.
tell like dude, it's funny. It's like how does this happen? It's like, dude, it's God. Like
Yeah,
I
there's
don't
no
ever
other
tell
words.
anybody
2 words.
that it
It's
was
God.
yeah. I was like I rarely and like people will sit there and go like, dude, how long did this take you? And like all this, or it's like, how did you get all this stuff going? I literally will say it was God. Like
Yeah.
it was not me. Like I'm just
Hang on,
like a
I got one more
yeah.
question. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you
No,
off.
no, no.
So, when was the Alpha Ten dream? That was what year?
2021.
Okay. So 3 years or 2 years?
2.
2
Yeah.
total years. Dream to, like,
Dream to like yeah.
potential
Yeah,
Costco.
yeah, yeah.
Dude, I mean and
Yeah.
you didn't even know like, that was just a
That
name.
was just the name. Yeah.
Bro,
Dude,
that is mind-blowing.
I wish you could see, like, the logos I was, like, drawing up for Alpha Ten. They're
Dude
awful.
dude,
They're you know,
it's
like
so
that
funny.
like, when you first, like,
Oh,
get it and you're
100%.
like, "Ugh, let's see what this
Yep.
looks like." But and because 'cause I've still got them,
It's so
and,
good.
I've still got, like, the papers that we drew these, like, goofy logo looking things on and, like, what we wanted it to look like,
Man.
and then it turned out to what it turned out to, and but yeah, dude, we're it's and I've got a lot of really cool like things I want to do with them. And like aside from like the major retail stuff, like
Yeah,
I've got
what's
2 new
next, man?
flavors that I've worked on and so hopefully I'll be able to roll those out pretty soon. Hopefully in the next month or so.
Wow.
But they're chocolate peanut butter banana and
Mm,
chocolate and orange.
nice.
And they're good, dude.
What's
They're
the
real good.
original one?
Chocolate peanut butter raspberry.
Okay.
Yeah. But I mean, on the other side of that, I formulated a recovery drink,
Nice.
and so this goes back to Adam, my roommate in college,
Oh,
best friend
yeah,
in
yeah.
college.
Man.
So he works for a huge company. Or I say huge. He works for a big flavor company called Flavor Kim. And so after I started doing all this and like, you know, I talk to him all the time, especially now. We talk almost every day now, which is funny. But I was like, "Dude, I wanna do a recovery drink," and he was like, "We
Say less.
we've got a lab that can do that." Like,
Heck
so
yeah, man.
so, dude, I've, like, formulated this recovery drink and talk about efficacious. So, like, I've formulated a recovery drink that's full of incredible vitamins and aminos and, even superfoods that help your body recover, like max
Need
potential
that.
recovery. But what I've done is I've put, minimal efficacious amounts of all of these ingredients. So one drink actually helps your body recover.
Wow.
So, like, rather than like with other recovery drinks, the ingredients in them are so small that, I mean, it might take 4 or 5 to get any benefit from it. So, like, what mine's gonna do is just, like, you can take one, like, and I've got it minimal so you can drink more than one throughout a day without, just getting too much of it, and then you just, urinate it out. So but anyway, yeah, one drink, and you have the right of vitamins and aminos and superfoods that are gonna help your body maximize your recovery.
That's insane.
Um, and, so anyway, dude in his lab can do that for me. Like, he
Man,
he can make
full
it. So,
circle, man.
like, we're about to get that ball rolling on that and,
That's amazing, man.
just expand the brand as much as we can. I mean, we'll go down to, electrolyte drinks and
That's insane.
salt packs and
Heck yeah.
all this stuff, like cool stuff. But
Congrats, man. Congrats
yeah,
on everything,
dude.
man. Where can everybody find it?
Uh, best place to do it is online,
Okay.
alpha10.com.
Okay.
It's alpha and then TENN, kind of short for Tennessee.
Yep.
Um, but alpha10.com, or if you are in um, Nashville or Franklin, NutriShops, they all have them.
Nice.
Hendersonville, they're going to be going to Knoxville soon. Um, but other than that, if you got a Costco card, maybe in the
Soon.
next month or
October,
so.
man. So just
Like,
alpha10.com,
yeah,
y'all. Check them out. Man, congratulations. And
thanks,
that's
dude.
an amazing story,
It's
man.
crazy, huh?
It's an honor to have you on, man, and hear that story. That's why I do this, man.
Yeah,
It's so awesome to hear these things that are really working, man, really
yeah,
making a positive impact in a lot of people's lives, man. So shouts again to Dave and Jan Dalton over at eBars, and be sure to check out Brett Maverick. Plug the socials, man.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I've got Alpha 10 Fuel for my Instagram,
Okay.
and that's about it, dude.
Okay.
Like, Alpha 10 Fuel. Go follow. Actually, we're running a little sale right now on these hats.
Yeah, I
So
love
if you
that
like
hat,
them,
man.
yeah.
That's tight.
Dude, I've got one in the truck. I'll give you one.
Okay. Yeah, I'll rock that for sure.
But yeah, I got a little sale going on the hats, so you can go to the Instagram and see what that sale is.
Alpha 10 Fuel
Yeah,
on
just
IG.
at Alpha 10 Fuel
Cool.
on IG.
And alpha10.com, man.
Yep.
Well, I appreciate you, Brett,
Yeah,
man. Thank you
brother.
for everything. Hopefully we can collab on some stuff and
Dude, let's
just
do it.
you need any pod stuff. Like you got a story to tell and you got, what you're doing is amazing.
Yeah,
So
appreciate it.
salute to you and salute to Dave and Jan again. And we'll wrap this up, man. I
Cool,
appreciate you.
dude. Yeah, appreciate it, man.